Hey guys, ravdav here. I am being revenge raided. Cryptic's been trying to raid my base for like 3 weeks now. Let me see who Cryptic says they are. Oh, it was Rocket Man. He's he's built a couple of the cannons. Um, One of them they didn't claim, and I claimed it, and then I took all their stuff. This one I was able to keg while they were raiding me. They've gotten through a couple walls, but they're stuck at the regen. Um, Now, Seven Nuts had built a couple of cannons over here. One of them actually was my cannon. It was actually kind of funny. He was raiding me with my cannon that I raided his base with, and then I released the schematic on. And it was the red and everything. It was kind of funny. But he, I put up a gravel wall right in front of him now, and and he said, I'm gonna build a cannon box next time. Well, he built the cannon box, but I mean, he didn't water it, so I just blew in and blew it up. So I've got these guys, I don't know what they're trying to do. If they're actually trying to raid me or what. But yeah. I'm gonna go back to their base and check it out here in a minute. See if they have any IGs in. I think that blew up a little bit more right there. I don't think I can get too much more of that little cannon up there without changing some things. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, what the heck dropped down here? That must have been a chest. Alright, well let me block this stuff back up and we'll go check out their base real quick. Eh, I'll leave that there because they seem to like keep on trying to raid me. I'll just water this up real quick. That'll be good enough for there. So let's go shop and then I'll go to my home. Put some of the stuff away. I think they were still raid too. Yep, they're still raid too. And see if anybody's on the near real quick. So they still have that gravel wall out front. And they haven't added any more walls. Not sure if they've changed anything on the regens, but my cannon can regen bust, so I'm not too worried if they do something silly like that. Let's see, they don't have too many walls on this side. What's over here? Pulse used to have their base here, but I'm facing west. That may actually not be a bad idea. They'll see the video. Maybe they'll add some walls if I show them that this is a bad spot to be in. It looks like somebody was going to try and gen a base here. Going to have this whole complex. Could you believe that? 4 bases right next to each other. It looks like they have some stuff ready to gen the walls, but 2, 4, 6, 7 on that side, plus there's 6. An extra 2 over here. But that's certainly less than... No, that's about the same. They just don't have a gravel wall over here. Only difference between the middle is they have it shared with emoji. And emojis, they don't have too many walls on theirs. Anyway, alright, let me refresh those chunks, and then they have their IGs down about here. But I don't hear anything dropping. I'm sure that they're just gonna take them out when they get offline at night. They had been idling them quite a bit, and so don't know if they're just not idling them anymore or just don't want to be rated. But there's their coordinates on it if you hadn't seen it before: 7,000, negative 7,000, and that's emoji's base as well. So might give them a try again, just because they won't leave my base alone. So it's certainly not going to end a feud if they're trying to raid me. But they're not even trying to get my AGs though. They're trying to raid me at like a Y30, and they're not going to be able to reverse up my base. I have it split with pancake layers. Unless you did a reverse hybrid, it's not something possible for them to do. So I wanted to go onto MineLink real quick though and show you guys how to do a regen bust. It's the fake lava OG. That's Mushy's alt. We'll see what he thinks of there. So I did set up my own. Oh, lovely! It's raining. Oh, it stopped raining just for me. You see that? I join a server, and it just stops raining. I wanted to show you how to regen bust on this. Seven Nuts was actually asking me. He's like, I don't understand what the hammer and the scatter ticks are. Well, this is your scatter right here, okay? This is your hammer right here. So when I say put the hammer and the scatter on the same tick delay, this is at 3 ticks delay on the hammer, okay? So what we need to do here is we need to set this to 3 ticks delay. We need to get a comparator out. And you replace those with comparators, okay? So now the scatter and the hammer are on the same tick delay. Now, on here, we have to change a few things. So, we need to have a slab here, and we need to have a trapdoor up here. Now, well, you got to set it up there. Okay. So now you still stack your sand on here like normal, but with these two at a different height and that TNT on the delay that it's at, that will now do a regen bust. So on the stack before this, you want this barrel lowered. I'm not going to push that just so it doesn't jam everything out. But you do your sand stack and stack the sand one low. And then when that hybrid shot comes out, with the comparator set the way it is, and the sand stacked at a different level, it will actually do a hybrid shot. And this is a test I was going, so that's not going to show anything real well. Let me see. I'd probably do that. That didn't work. 5 up. There we go. Okay. So now we have a regen wall. So let me go ahead and do this real quick. And I'll just show you how it actually works. So, red clay. We don't want to mess up my beautiful thing, do we? Okay, there's the red clay. Let me, so, you see here, this is all regen, right? They all gen back in. And let me make sure I'm also shooting at it. We're at 298 and 298. It's all lined up. All right, let me get some sand tossed in. Let me change all this stuff back real quick. So we have a repeater going there. We'll turn the scatter off. I guess I didn't need to change that back since we're not actually doing a scatter or a hybrid shot. So stack 18 up. 2 slashes. Okay. Let me go ahead and shoot that. Okay. So there's my sand stack, and that is at 32 height, which is perfect for that. So I'm going to pull this lever back and let's switch all this stuff. So that's a 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3. Switch these ones to comparators. And that's set there. So let's move this out. And let's put the slab there. And I don't know what happened to my trapdoor, but I'll get another one out. What am I going to cover up? Maybe I did the clay. Okay, so that's all set up now. All we have to do is toss a few sand up here real quick. Not a whole lot, but a couple will do just fine. And then now, if I didn't mess that up, this will regen bust. There you go. Easy regen bust. So that's all there is to it. I know I didn't demonstrate that when I released the cannon, but this one right here, you got a slab, goes down, and that covers just that half of that top of that highest scatter. You will need to take these two red clay out, right there, and you put a trapdoor right there. And that, you swap those out with comparators on your scatter, and set this delay to be the same as this delay. Now there's a couple things I didn't have hooked up on my cannon. I did take off some power here. If you've used my cannon, you can connect those if you're shooting further. Okay. Now, depending on how far you're shooting, you may need to add power. But adding power is real easy, guys, okay? Let me go with a dispenser. And you just add, I mean, you can start with a couple layers here. Now, when I was shooting into 7 nuts base, I think I had exactly just that much extra power on it, okay? It's just these 2 extra rows. And then when you wire those up, you just continue this pattern up. Kind of that crisscross, whatever. Oops. There, there. And even though this one's kind of in a weird location, that's okay. That one will still connect. If you're going way far, you might have some issues with the redstone not going up enough, and you'll need to bring power up a different way. But really, if you're shooting that far, this cannon may not be your best bet. So I show it again. I just don't want to rebuild that region one more time. So that's adding more power to it. So just keep that in mind. You can close it off the top if you want to. It's not that big of a deal if you don't. But when you do that hybrid shot there, so that was at 32 height, and you can see that I am still at the 32 height. So it never lowered it on it, but that moved it up. So at 33 here, that's the full height of where the hammer goes. So you should never clip anything now. But when you do a hybrid shot on this, you're going to clear all that out, and that will gen a block there. So if this is not your last wall that you're working on, you're going to need to lower your barrel just by putting some kind of block in. Let me take those ones back out. So those ones will be there regularly. Lower this one more, and then when you have your shot here, these will always be one lower. And you'll still get through just fine with the hammer. If there are multiple regions, you're going to run into some issues. But for the most part, this will get most people through what they're getting to. And the other thing, too, is that regions are typically offset. So you may have to, if they have multiple ones, then you might have to move your barrel over anyway. But let me know if you have any questions on it. That's how your regen busts. So 7 Nuts was asking me that. 7 Nuts couldn't get through my regen walls with my cannon. So he was having a hard time understanding this is the scatter. This is your hammer, okay? This is the power. Of course, that's your sand. I mean, it's not way too complicated. So let me know if you have any other questions, guys. I know that's kind of silly that I'm telling somebody how to how to regen bust on my walls. He did build my cannon. It was really funny. I laughed so hard. I went to see, okay, oh, he got through my gravel walls a little bit. Let's see what he's got going on here. And I go in, and he has this exact cannon built, and I was like, oh my gosh, he used my schematic and tried to raid me. It made me laugh pretty good, a lot of fun, but yeah, I'm dragging on now. That's how to regen bust. That's checking it out. So 7 nuts, come at it. Now you know how to regen. Now you have no excuse. All right, guys, I'll see you later.